Hello and welcome, beautiful souls. How are you all doing? I have something amazing, a beautiful, simple tool that's going to help you to figure out your own path, to get a gauge on what your lessons that are remaining, where your twin flame is at, be it your divine masculine or feminine. And the best part is, even if you're not a twin flame, even if you are on any spiritual path, whatever it might be, this tool can still help you. It has come to me as a download, and it took me a few days to begin to understand it. And it's amazing, it's easy, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. Today there were some more downloads that were happening for me, so I could not come on in the afternoon. Hi, Miss Shufi, and I'm so excited to connect with all of you. I'm dying to hear the progress you all are making. And Ravisha, there's a couple of questions you've sent me. I will be addressing those as well towards the end. So just remind me of them in case, because when I start it just carries on and I keep rolling. And Mishupi, I hope these intense energies are not getting the better of you, because uh, like I had warned, this weekend the energies were really pushing a lot of stuff. Hi! Oh my god, I didn't notice, is it? I didn't see the clock. Thanks, Viva. How are you doing, darling? Okay, and there's a very important message in this for you too, Vibha. I hope you'll grasp it when I speak about it. Hi, Ravisha, darling, my sweetheart. How are you doing? Ravisha, remind me about, in case I forget to address your questions, because you asked a beautiful question this morning, and I'm going to address it today. Yay, good girl, Vibha. Keep going. But I have a specific message for you. I know you will know it, that it's meant for you. All of you, I'm sure when I speak to you, you do make out which message was aimed at you, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me get started. This is a very easy tool. Whatever spiritual path you might be, or specifically for twin flames, I'm going to be talking, and this is going to really assist you. Okay, you do not need to have any previous knowledge of astrology or zodiac signs or stuff, but it is based a little bit on that. Not little bit, but it is very easy that you can grasp within a few minutes, I assume. Okay, so let me just get started. For example, I'm using this color wheel. Just hang on, I'm going to put this on my head because I need to use my hands today, so forgive if I look weird. I hope you can all hear me. Okay, so in case you text me your comments, I'll not be able to see it immediately, so if in case you need to repeat, don't mind. All right, let's get started. So this is a color chart I'm using, but it's representing the 12 zodiac signs. Where's my wand? Okay, so if we start looking at our journey, individual journey, Aries, we are, if you look at, or if you've ever had a friend or someone who's a relative who's an Arian, okay, they can be the sweetest, and yet there's a part of them which appears to be slightly self-centered or self-centric. Okay, I love Arians. I just get along like a house on fire with all Arians. They're just my one of my favorite zodiac signs, right? So, but as if when our life starts, if you will notice, there was a time period in your life where you have felt like an Aryan. Okay, I will be taking you through some of the common positive as well as negative traits, so that you begin to follow what I'm saying much more. For those of you who are familiar with zodiac signs, be it that you read your horoscope or whatever little information, if you've read Linda Goodman or something, you find it easier to catch on. If not, just allow this thing to complete and then you can rewind and watch again wherever you have kind of not really understood. Okay, because this is something very new. I'm sure you've never heard of this system before. So if we start from Aries as the first house, the next would be Taurian, Gemini, Cancerian, Leo, so on and so forth. The first house is of fire, earth, air, and water, the four elements, and that goes in a cycle fully. As individuals, also, we have to complete our learnings and mastery of all the zodiac signs, the main attributes. For example, if Capricorn, I'll be talking a lot about Capricorn today, because a lot of us are right now in that house of being disciplined, of being very meticulous, planned, being kind of an authority about certain things. So you already know the traits, but on the negative side, Capricorns, for example, are very reluctant to let go of what is perceived as correct by the society, of traditions, of, you know, high groundedness. They think only they are right, for example. They are very much about upholding of certain systems. See, I'm going to be talking a lot about Capricorn. I know there's a reason for this. My dad is a Capricorn. Right? So when we talk about Capricornians, great. So when we are talking about a Capricornian, they can also be very stubborn, right? But there's a difference in how an Arian can be, about themselves and how a Capricornian is about themselves. Okay. Too much planning gets them into a rut. They want to know the outcome. For those of the twin flames who are right now focusing on just their mission, I'm underlining bold italics everything, uh, on the word just. You'll understand why I'm saying this. They're very much in the Capricornian energy. Those who have been very playful, impulsive, take it easy kind, and now suddenly they are waking up and saying, no, I need to take my job seriously. I need to, build something, have stability, build on my finances, be focused on my life mission or purpose. Those who are not even awakened to their life mission or purpose are suddenly getting serious about their jobs or wanting to have a secure foundation, stuff like that. They're in the Capricornian energies, right? So as an individual, we complete the chart. As example, in your childhood, you probably go through being an Aryan or Taurian, such as being stubborn, throwing tantrums, liking the comfort of known people, known familiar places, familiar routine as a child, right? Then going on to becoming a Gemini, where you start thinking, where the world distracts you and everything is exciting. When you are in school, when you have started making your friends, you start trying to ideate or express your own thoughts. The ruler is Mercury, so it becomes about thought and speech. And then as you get into teenage, after that, when you are a pre-tween, or when you're a pre-teen or a tween, you are a Cancerian. You try to have a tough exterior. When you're in the early stages of being a teen also, you have a tough exterior, but inside you're very sensitive, you're soft, you get easily affected by what people are saying to you. As someone who's into late teens, you're a Leo. You have suddenly discovered certain confidences, you know certain things where you're good at. You probably became captain of your house, or the sports captain, or you found out you were great in dramatics, or you found that you're great in mathematics, English literature, whatever. Your certain confidence starts rising. But there's also a false ego that has developed, okay, because as a cancerian you felt very wounded. So the tough exterior then converts into getting a massive, not massive, but a slight ego, because you don't want people to continue hurting you. And you start saying, I'm going to discover my own style. But also at that time is the age of your first crush, your infatuation, your first love. So Leo is all about heart, it's about loving. Leos are in love with love. I mean, I'm in love with love. I want to be in love always. I want everyone to be in love. I want love to blossom. I want a planet full of love, romantic love, every kind of love. It's 11:22 on my ticker. I hope I'm back. It's raining really hard outside, so my signal is messing even though I have my Wi-Fi on. Okay, wait, guys. Hold your questions till the very end because I have a lot to speak today and I'm going to cover all of this. All right. Hey, I'm online. Okay, so as a Leo, you, I'm not talking specific ages right now. I'm talking how we do generally, even as individuals, we are going through, and then we become, say, a Virgo. Okay, I'm going to try to speak a little slowly so that even if my voice is breaking, I hope you will understand what I'm saying, because there's network issue due to very heavy rains here. Maybe I can let you guys listen to the rains outside. Can you hear that pouring of rains? Okay. So, as Virgos, we are now young adults, okay? We become slightly perfectionist. We have honed in certain things, okay? Then, moving on from Virgo, I think what comes after Virgo is, yes, Libra. We start learning to balance, that, oh my God, I need to probably at that time you have dating scene as well as you have kind of your first serious relationship, but you are also got your first job perhaps. There are responsibilities that you're taking in. You have to reach home on time. You're trying to find inner balance. You're trying to understand whose perspective is right, mine, the society, is what my parents have told me, what my friends are telling me. You start becoming, you start judging for yourself, coming into balance, right, with being, supposing, in the Libran house at that time of your life. It can happen whenever. It's how soon you master certain lessons. Some people can be 80 and still be behaving like an Aryan, right? It doesn't matter. Then after that is probably when you go through your first heartbreak. You face your first actual defeat, which is very serious. No longer school issues of demerits or bad marks or failing a class. It's a real life shock, a first time uh, jolt that you get, and you transit into the Scorpion energies. You are feeling intense emotions, you go in deep, but also in the negative side you can become vindictive, vengeful. You want your pound of flesh, okay? You're not that easy to forgive. As a Leo, when you were hurt, you roared, but you forgave. But as a Scorpio, you want to lash back in the negative aspects. But also because the first time when you are broken hearted or faced your first betrayal, be it you broke your own heart by walking away or someone broke it or whatever, it also opens up your first layer of psychic abilities, because you want to know, why did this happen to me, why am I going through this. That is a stage most of us find ourselves before our awakening, in the spiritual sense. I'm giving you real life examples. I'm going to slowly tell you how it is affecting your spiritual life as well. Also, after you have gotten over that, you suddenly find yourself free. You are able to let go of certain things you've been holding on to, that this is not fun. You stop being dependent on your parents. You stop wanting approval from a certain set of people, such as friends who were influencing you. After going through the scorpion stage and thinking, mulling, being into your inner depths for the first time ever, because before that you were very young emotionally, mentally, or even in age as a Cancerian, that you were doing shallow kiddie pool swimming. Scorpio takes you to mid level. Okay, so now you go into the energies of Sagittarius. Okay, where you are not in the energy of being codependent. Okay, usually before this, wherever you see, for example, a Leo has the pack with them, but Leo's will mother, even as a mother, she will not be hovering around. She will allow her cubs to play and whatever, but the cubs also need each other to play with. But with horses, you will see they can just run. They are built to just run, to be free. Okay, but on the negative side of a Sagittarian, imagine you have started earning well, you have been dating, your first heartbreak you've gotten over. Now you become the young adult who's living on his own, is earning. So you kind of go through becoming a player. You date many people one after the other. You spend money, you splurge it on things that you want to, you're impulsive, you don't really think long term. You become kind of irresponsible, you're not really acting yet as a mature adult. Okay, you want to have fun, you want to run free, you want to be wild and not be answerable to anyone. You're in the Sagittarius energies. Okay, but in the negative sense, it can make you very, very irresponsible and lazy and things like that. Okay, some Sagittarians, or when you are in the Sagittarius energy, you become the cart horse. Instead of running, and by the way, horses need to run for the lung to open fully. So when they are not running wild and free, they are not living fully. They cannot take in air. And when you look at that, means when you tie a horse down to pull a cart, you are actually confining its life. It will slowly start suffocating. I'll come to that. Once we are through our Sagittarius learnings, that you don't really need anyone else to have fun, you don't need someone to play with, you can just go ahead and be spontaneous, find your own chill factor, know what gives you joy, become free from all restrictions. When we have mastered this, now as a householder, by now towards the end of Sagittarian, you perhaps have got married, have children, you come into the energy of a Capricorn, the one who conforms, the one who wants stability, security, starts thinking long term, starts saving, buying mutual funds, all right, wanting to build an empire, because he suddenly regrets, oh my god, I have not done anything. Probably around late 20s or 30s, if you're looking at it from your life's perspective, currently what's going on around that time, this or 32 or something, you suddenly like, oh my god, my life is going away, in a few years I'll be 40. I need to start getting serious. I need to start building something, be it a family. And suddenly you come back into the fold of traditions. The card I would use in tarot to explain, for me, no matter what anybody says, the Hierophant is the Capricornian card. It's not one of my favorite cards. It is all about being stuck up, all about old and past, and not wanting to change. Once you have mastered being disciplined, being you know uh, having a structured life, rather than being stuck in a certain routine, having found that inner balance of the good and the negative traits of being a Capricorn, because whenever we are learning anything in any house, we swing like pendulums. We go from ultra positive, all the positive, to ultra negative till we find a fine balance. That's called the mastery. After that, we'll reach the house of Aquarian. Aquarian is about larger, about society, about the collective. That's when we want to start giving, be it to our family, to our children. We want to start giving to the society. We think if we are doing charity, we are taking care. But on the spiritual life, as a twin flame, it means very different things. I'll come to that. But as an Aquarian, you're fine being alone. You're fine being considered a weirdo, or you're fine not fitting in or belonging. Whereas as a Capricorn, you were so about what will people think, your status, you wanted brands, you were all about what is society going to say, log kya kahenge, those people, this person, my mother, my wife, whoever. You're stuck in that energy. But as an Aquarian, you stop giving a damn about other people. You're like, there's much more. Life is much more. I need to innovate. I need to break all the fucking boxes. I need to not just color out of the line. I need to just fucking erase all the lines that have been given to me and set my imagination free and start creating, because my creation is going to help a larger uh, group of people. Now when you're in your Aquarian energy, you have to understand, as an Arian, you were the nuclei, you were the center point. Okay, when that is not healthy, if you have not taken care of yourself, you cannot blossom. After you comes those immediately close to you. Then once I am taking care of my immediate people, I can focus on my clients and my students, right? And then I can wonder about the world or the community at large, right? When you are there at community at large, but you're ignoring yourself, the nuclei, whichever zodiac sign you have been born under, that is your nuclei. You, as a Sagittarius, you need free time to wander. As a Piscean, you need time to be dreamy and lost in your own thoughts. As a Leo, you need time to be pampered or surrounded by people you love, doing nothing. Just recharge your batteries. As an Arian, you need to go off on certain adventures of discovery, of being someone else looking after certain aspects of yours. As a Taurian, you need certain comforts of yours, known and familiar, food familiar, people familiar, but comfortable in your watering hole. Again, rest, not too much action. Okay, so if you're in your Sagittarius energy and someone else, your twin flames for example, is in their Taurian energy, and you're like, move, 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 the Taurian doesn't want to move. They'll get irritated and they're thinking, what's wrong with this person? Why is this person keeps going running off and doing something or the other, you know I'll come to the twin flame part of it. Almost there. So, as a Piscean, when you reach Piscean, you're no longer even interested in doing for the collective and my life mission and this and that. It's about deeper questions. You have made your journey inward. You have connected high. Now you're assimilating, and the movement is happening in an automatic flow. Okay, that's when you start channeling. That's when your psychic abilities grow. That's when your intuition grows. That's when you are suddenly getting insights through your dreams, through your visions, through things like that. Piscean the dreamer becomes Piscean the psychic, the clairvoyant, the clairaudient, whatever. But in the negative state, they can be very depressed because they're not finding the answers. Because why they're not finding the answers? They're not asking the right questions, or they have got stuck in one of the energies. Okay, very quickly, now that you know some things, and I will take you through some of the important traits of each sign after I have explained what goes on with the twin flame, how you can notice where you're failing or where you have digressed is, supposing you found that I was so disciplined, I was getting ahead. I was doing my routine. Instead of moving to the Aquarian energy, which is about the larger understanding things from a new perspective, opening of my mind, I have become, supposing, back to being like behaving like a Sagittarius, or I've gone back into the energy of being a vindictive, revengeful Scorpio. Energies, lessons can happen in matter of minutes, hours, weeks, months, years. It's up to you how quickly you imbibe and implement, how fast you move through these cycles. Now, for example, if I'm a Leo, what does that mean for me individually? It means I already came having mastered the previous four zodiac signs, that is Arian, Taurian, Gemini, and Cancer. But in my childhood, I found my closest friends were these, right up to my first love, who was an Aryan. Okay, so I was revised. I went through a revision so that I would not forget in what I have already mastered and come. And then I very quickly went through, for example, right before my first marriage. Okay, um, I was in the Cancer. I was very emotionally vulnerable. I was very uh, hurt very easily. I was very sensitive. I did not yet know how to speak up properly. Strangely enough, my first husband was a Gemini. Okay, and he activated within me the ability to think, to speak. When that job was over, we split. Okay, how do you know that? Where are you supposed to go to now? What are you supposed to learn? For example, now the people around me are maybe Capricornians, Pisceans, Aquarians. You know, I am already towards the fag end. Why? Because I'm channeling, I'm doing all of that any which way I can figure out where I am at. But when you have digressed, what is the first thing you're going to do is go to the positive aspect of that zodiac sign. Okay, for example, if Scorpion energy is within you of being vindictive, wanting a pound of flesh, saying, they didn't get their karma, why are they happy after hurting me? You're in Scorpio energy. What you're going to do is move, sit with those, of course, heal and release those. I'm sorry, I'm not reading any comments because my vision is up there. If you notice, I can't read, I get blurry, right? I can't really read when I'm speaking from here. So you are going to move upward to the positive trait of being a Scorpio, of being diligent, of passion, intensity. No matter what you're doing, you bring passion into it. You reignite the passion which you kind of had become tempered when you were in the Libran energy. So, as a Scorpio, you're going to find what is my passion and start using that energy, which will bring you immediately to the Sagittarius energy, because you found your passion, you want to go, 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 and you'll be again back to, say, Capricorn. You'll find your discipline in that, and easily you'll come right back to being, say, an Aquarian or Piscean. So you, when you find you have digressed in your energies, no matter where you were at, you were in Piscean energy, and suddenly you find, I'm feeling, for example, very prideful but very lazy, being weird for no rhyme or reason, using it to mock others, judge others. I'm in the negative trait of Aquarian. Okay. So, what do I have to do? Go into the positive aspect of Aquarian energy, which is about innovation. I'll become creative no matter what I have, what my circumstances are. I'm going to do that. Okay, so that I can again go back into my Piscean energy of being in balance, spiritually, mentally, emotionally connected to the divine. When all of that is in balance, I'm in Piscean positive energy, the high house of Pisces. Okay, so that's what you have to use this kind of, to gauge where am I at. It could be in a day you go through the 12 cycles. Sometime it might be, once you're here, it takes you a couple of weeks, and then you're in the next house, right? Now, keeping in mind that there are four elements. So when you're in four elements, ouch, when you're in four elements, supposing you're the divine feminine, you have to master, as you have understood all the houses at some level, you're mastering something. There are lessons that are pending. Now, if you are, for example, Ravisha, if you are a Capricornian, okay, your mastery of intuition, of spirituality will be one of your first lessons, but you have to in life go through all the other 10 houses for you to achieve certain things. I'm not saying that means you have to give a lot of time to it. It might not take any time at all, because if you're an old soul and if you remember your lessons, it might happen really rapidly for you. Okay, but the indication is, if you're a Capricornian, it means you need to uh, complete your lesson of intuition, which you might take the longest to complete, and then quickly go through your other cycle again. Now you have to master the four elements: the wand, the sword, which is air energy, cup, the water energy, pentacles, that's the earth energy, wand, fire, I assume. When you master all these four, you come into the divine goddess, the divine feminine, the empress energy. She has all of this and more. She has mastered all the four elements, has her intuition, is open to giving, will not put up with bullshit, because she has already mastered all of this. Okay, now when we talk about, when as a, you might be a divine feminine, but within you is the divine masculine energy as well. Though your twin flame is the divine masculine, he also carries divine feminine and divine masculine energies. So, for example, when his intuition, his psychic abilities, or certain emotional things are being, kind of awakened in him, you might find yourself in your mind energy, or the masculine energy of being a action taker, of being, of experiencing what they are experiencing currently, of being too much in your mind, thinking too much, wanting proof, wanting evidence, wanting to know. Immediately you've shifted to your masculine energy, because something from the divine feminine energy is being awakened within them. I'll tell you how to deal with the negative aspect of that as well. But within you, you have to also balance the four kings. For example, the divine masculine in you, forget your twin flame for 2 minutes, has to have mastered the fire element, the mental energy of being not putting up with bullshit, but being, very assertive but not arrogant. You have to master the cup energy, the emotional, the water, the psychic abilities, the intuition, pentacles, knowing that you can take care of your resources. Time is a resource. Money is not just about money, but knowing that you have all your shit together in your 3D world. That's being king of pentacle, and they're all eventually very loving, giving. Once you reach the energy of being a king, when all four are mastered, you become the emperor. Okay, emperor has a kingdom. They are the ones who make the rules. So is the empress. They then are the perfect match. That's when you come into the energy of being the lovers. Okay, lovers always has a angel or god, the third energy. Okay, now here there's a mistake that a lot of people do. I'm just going to quickly throw into that something that I've been trying to talk to a twin flame friend of mine. Okay, for example, if you are hurting, the pain of being in twin flame separation is not funny. You feel sometimes like you're literally dying, okay, or you wish for death. Okay, so when you decide I'm going to only focus on the divine, if it's a temporary thing that you withdraw your energy from your masculine, that's still fine. But people who say I'm just focused on my mission, I'm just focused on the divine, you are essentially in hiding. You are using it as an escape mechanism. As a twin flame, yes, you have to be at all times in connection with the divine. Keep this connection also going. This L is very important. So does your divine masculine. The minute this is complete, don't think it's not there, it's already there. This triangulation is the Trinity. This is what you need to achieve to reach union. This is when divine timing is not about time or Mahurat or a date or something. As soon as this is achieved, the divine timing is there. The cycle that I was just showing you, this, when this is complete, you get the world card that you are nearly at the completion. You might be in the last few stages of Piscean, and it is not one at a time. Let me tell you that as well. For example, if you, now my twin flame is a Sagittarius, okay? So being a Sagittarius, he was in his fun element, and then he got into the sloth element and, became irresponsible, whatever. So to pick it up, he got into his Capricornian, and that's when you might have been, that's when the divine masculine, when they're in that energy, they are focused on their work and they say, I don't have time for you, and I'm focused on this, I'm doing this, and they're trying to get their earthly realm in order, their house in order, their finances in order. Once he masters that, that does not mean he's going to take forever in that one house. He is working towards it, but at the same time, the very restrictions, the traditions, the stereotype, the old pattern of relationships, the codependent relationships, now they are being questioned, even if it's not from here, because this he's using for work, 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 right? At the soul level, in his subconscious, it's being questioned. He's already entering the Aquarius energy of breaking molds, of not wanting it anymore, feeling the choker getting tighter and tighter to the point where he'll not want it anymore. And then is when he will open fully. Right now, the guidances which he's receiving but not acting on, by entering the Piscean energy, right? We assume that the divine masculine is not awakened or he's not doing his job, but that's not the case. Now imagine if, for this completion to happen, for this entire cycle of learning, of mastery, if this was told to the divine feminines that you need to stay in separation till both of you have cleared all the levels, all the exams, we become emotional. We would say, but he needs me, and we would have broken the separation that was required, that is used for self-healing, self-mastery, of bringing into balance your own inner masculine and feminine. You would have not been able to stay firm. So the divine feminines, because we were given the job of using these energies more, psychic and intuition and surrendering and purging and cleansing. But the divine masculine was given deep roots. Imagine if you are a tree, he's been given deep roots and he has the willpower enough. He might not be aware of it from here. Let me reiterate that. I'm talking subconsciously or his soul guiding him. He has the willpower not to give in before it's time. You might be hurt, your ego might feel rejected over and over again. But again, another thing that you need to master once you're in the Piscean energy, the divine feminine becomes the high priestess, the divine masculine. For me, some use hierophant. For me, it is the magician, where you have mastered all the four elements that are in your hand. The swords are down. There's no need to be defensive. There's no need to go on war. There's no need to fight anymore. That's when you get this. See, the divine energy is there. It is pouring into your emotional cup. Your hands are holding each other. You're together. You're looking into each other's eyes as equals. No one is more, no one is less. So, we need to go through these certain cycles. This tool that I have shared today, now I'm going to tell you how you can use it to gauge where you're at. Your energy you've gauged, right? Now for your divine masculine or feminine, as it might be, the runner, or uh, first figure out what is their zodiac sign. Most of us are aware, like I know my divine masculine zodiac sign is Sagittarius, so I know he has to actually master 3 houses. The third one, the Piscean one, I know is pretty active in him because he does get very clear indications, intuitions, right? But he doesn't act on them. Why is he not acting on them? Because he's trying to complete his Capricornian energy. He's still trying to understand, how should I create abundance? How should I manage my time? How should I get into a certain structure without being bogged down by societal conditioning? Stop bothering about what people are going to perceive me as, how they are going to judge me. He is fine tuning that. So I know this is his journey. Okay, where is your divine masculine at? If you want, you can send me, because I'm looking for the comments. You can tell me the zodiac signs of your divine masculines if you're aware of it, because then it will give you an indication what all does he need to master. Is he ahead of you? Some of you are going to be helped by your divine masculines, because if supposing I'm a Leo and my divine masculine supposing was a Piscean, that means he is going to activate a lot of my other houses and help me. That's okay, Ravisha. We'll get to there when when you are there. Okay, right now, like I explained to you, you have a whole cycle to go through. You have probably in you're getting to become a Leo now. So I'm just saying that, Anu, if they're ahead, then they are somewhere holding space for you to complete your cycles. But coming to those of you who know the zodiac sign, if you know the birth date, you can already find that out. Okay. Capricornian, see, he just needs to start listening and honing in to his intuition, to his psychic abilities. The more he meditates, for example, he'll be guided to it. You don't need to do anything unless he has not yet. No, let's not say. I'll talk to you one-on-one, Mishupi, on this. Now, for the rest of you, when you see what exactly is his focus on, okay, what is his focus on currently? Anu, you don't have to do anything. We have to focus on ourselves. But this is just to kind of give you an indication. How much do we have to wait? Where are we at? When is our union coming? Because there are many union waves. Where are we at? Is it going to be still a little while? I'm just giving a tool that can help you gauge where are they at by understanding they were born in the zodiac sign of, say, Capricorn, of, say, Sagittarius, or maybe an Arian. If he is your somebody's twin flame out there is an Arian, that means he has so much to master. He has to go through all these cycles. But what you can gauge is, where is he at? Is he too much concerned about what society will say? Is he working on very different new kind of ideas? Then he's already at the Aquarian house. Is he right now into spirituality, not religion? Please, no religion. As twin flames, some at a point you have to give up your attachment to any structured religion, no matter how evolved you think your religion is. Okay, you have to open your mind and connect only with one source, that's God. No scriptures, no dictats, no nothing. It's going to keep you stuck, because you have to start listening and put implementing your inner guidance. Okay, so you can make out from what they are focused on. Oh, my twin flame is running around dating so many girls, is doing this, that. He's probably in Virgo, Libran, or Sagittarius energy. He still has 4 more houses to go. Approximately, if you look at it, that means, I'm very optimistic, supposing 1 month per house, you still have at least 4 months to go. So sit down and focus on your stuff, right? So that's what this tool can kind of assist you. That are they repeating certain cycles because they did not fully complete? So then it is moving very quickly. Okay, supposing you have completely lost your individuality while you were mastering the Aquarian and the Piscean energy. Okay, you might go into the Arian energy for a while and come back to relearn about individuality. A child, a newborn child, does not care who he is inconveniencing. If he has colic, he will cry the whole house down. If he's hungry, if he's got a dirty diaper, he needs attention. And now, sometimes I have found, when I am in lower vibration, or I am about to purge or something, again I find myself becoming an Aryan by saying or feeling, my needs are not being catered to, right? But I'm like, okay, go into the positive aspect of Aryan, come back, right? So you have to judge yourself. Now, for example, a lot of us, and especially this past weekend, for me, I think it happened on Thursday, and I thought it's because, of course, the energies were strange, but I have not really been purging much and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, I'm back. And of course, I did know that a lot of twin flames who are very near the union stage or something, they're going through a last purge, a last cleanse, making sure all the boxes are ticked, all the T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and you have got your signature date, your form is complete, everything that needs to be done is done. I thought maybe I'm going through something about that, and I was crying and stuff, and I would cry for 5 minutes and crying like how, as if I'm my heart is broke. I don't know. It was so much crying. And then I'd be quiet. I would do my cleansing. I would, use my violet flame. I would come back into my center and all that. And after some time, again and again. And then I happened to have a text, very brief conversation with my divine masculine, and something of his that he had been working towards did not work out. And being the masculine, they don't really find it easy to a purge or transmutate. They have not yet mastered it. So what happened was, he immediately went back into his mind, how should I fix this, what should I do, how can I, why is it not working? Which made me go into my emotional, my feminine side, and start purging on his behalf. Those insecurities of whatever he was feeling, that this is never going to work, this is, I'm going to be a failure, this, that, was coming out of, say, my mouth. And I was like, what? Where's this coming from? I'm not feeling like that, right? So now I said, this is not happening, you know? And especially because now I have reached a certain stage, I can't be, you know, going through this messed up thing and then I have to clear my energies and do the whole process. I said, this is not happening. You know what can I do? And then I remembered one of the earliest channelings which I had earliest before I even met my twin flame, and it was about something else entirely. It was to me as a light worker, and it had shared the image that I had seen was that of a puddle, a roadside puddle, dirty water, keychair. And I had asked, I refer to as God, I speak to God, is what I feel. And I said, you know, how can I do cleaning of this when I'm trying to help heal or do something? And he showed me that if I have a jug of water and I pour it into the puddle, and he said, what happened? I said, well, that also became muddy. He said, exactly. So what you have to do is let a stream or a river flow over it. When so much pure light or pure water went over that puddle, there was no existence of that puddle anymore. So, what can you do? Of course, you have to purge it out for your twin flame. You cannot keep it somewhere, it needs to be transmutated. You do need to purge it, hear the words, understand what he is going through, perhaps, and use the violet flame for the transmutation, clean your own energies, and then what you're going to do is you are going to come back into your own vibration, your inner balance, your alignment, your higher frequency, and through the cord that is connecting you both, you're going to flood him with the positive energies. You're not going to allow him to pull you down. You're going to stay and lift his vibration and energy up so that he can get out of his confusion and find some semblance of inner balance. So I hope that tip kind of helps you, because yeah, I did want to cover a few things. A lot of the divine masculines are still stuck in the Messiah complex, wanting to take care of others and wanting to be needed, wanting to be the helper. I need to do this for others, this for that one. Maybe now they don't have anybody other than me who's going to take care of them financially, who's going to do this for them. They're still in the Messiah complex. They love to feel needed, but at the same time, vis-a-vis the divine feminine, they are stuck in a guilt or helplessness about, I don't have enough to give you because all my resources, my energy, my time, even sometimes love is being distributed amongst others. They're not others, they are his perceived family, because he's not yet seeking his soul family. He is considering the give and take, the karmic relationships, be it with his parents, be it with his siblings, be it with his colleagues, be it at his job, be it with his wife, whatever. He's considering them his true family, not being able to yet see the truth. He's not yet taking off the blindfold. He's not being able to see where he needs to give that. So he's got this strange guilt towards the divine feminine, that I don't have anything to give you. When the divine feminine says, but I don't want anything from you but love, your love, he doesn't get it. He's used to being used. He's used to being needed. He needs it to feel good about himself, because he's not yet cleared the Aquarius and the Piscean stages. Alright? So he's still in his Capricornian energy, if that's what your twin flame is behaving like. Now, what people are doing, including divine feminines, I'm going to retouch upon this, is every time something goes wrong, perceived by you as going wrong, you retreat hastily into the safe, into the known, into the established, all that is known to you. Okay, be it religion, be it work, be it the safety of your old patterns of hanging out with friends, drinking, whatever. There's no harm in drinking, there's no judgment here about that. But you do it because you want to go back to familiarity. Even if you have done it, then come out of it using your willpower. Okay, don't say, yeah, I have given over to God and he's going to heal me, he's going to give me guidance. But if you're not going to follow the guidance, you're going to remain stuck. There's a story about a man who was very devout, and then where he used to live, a great flood was coming. And so the water kept rising, and people started leaving that city. And this person was asked, and he said, no, my God is going to save me. All the people by and by left that town. But he still refused to leave. He climbed the roof of his house and he is waiting for God to come and rescue him. A boat passed by and they offered to take him aboard, and he refused. He said, no, my God is going to save me. By and by, a smaller lifeboat passed him by, and the waters are rising and rising and has now reached the roof of his house. And he says, no, I'm waiting for God. I know He's going to save me. I have immense faith. So that boat leaves, and then comes a helicopter, throws down a ladder, and says, climb up, we'll rescue you. And he says, no, my God is going to rescue me. I have immense faith. I have full trust in my God. And then the water has risen to such a level that he drowns and he dies. And when he opens his eyes, he's in heaven. And he's like, God, what happened? I had so much faith you would come to rescue me. Why are you not why didn't you rescue me? Why did you let me die? And God said, okay, I'm going to censor it, but who do you think sent you the boat, the lifeboat, and the helicopter? Right? He's not going to come and do it himself. Be it your physical symptoms, be it certain things, you're being given an indication you need to take proactive action to clear your energy, to do something, to go to an energy healer, to get your hypnotherapy session done, to clear out your certain timelines, to clear and heal and integrate your inner children. Right? I'm not saying that God is not a healer, He's a fantastic healer. He's also sending you the tools, sending you the people, He's sending you the mentors, the coaches, people who can help you do it far more easily. You do not have to go through all the things, all the clearing. It will take you sometimes decades because you're not learning it, you're not getting the epiphanies, you're not letting go of your ego of certain things, which as a human it can be communicated to you in so many literal words. Why did he create way showers? Why did the way showers go through each and everything, each and every stage? It took us almost a decade to reach where we are today, but we can tell you this is a pitfall. Don't go into that. Don't fall into that trap. How do you know which healer is meant for you? One, you will resonate. You will find their guidance is coming to you exactly at the right time. When you're going through something, when you're purging, you'll find a message from them, a text from them, a video, audio, whatever from them, which tells you exactly what you're going through. Second, when you start going to them for healing, they will trigger you. You will feel emotionally triggered. It's a good sign. It means when you're in their presence, all that needs to be cleared out is triggered, just as your twin flame triggers in you. If your healer is working with the energy, will trigger you. you will feel awful in the after the first few healing sessions. It means it's working. Okay. Third thing, for someone who shares, for example, their story with you, you will find a lot of your issues they have already gone through and come through that. Okay. For example, being a single parent, having gone through divorce, having stood up to a very regressive society, having broken certain social protocols, they have gone through it. They have figured out how to do it. How do you know, Ravisha, coming to your question, how do you know what readings are resonating with you? What does the word resonation mean? It means it will hit a ding dong bell inside you. Either you will find some cards, and every reader worth their salt always start with a disclaimer: this will not resonate with everyone because this is a general reading. Take what resonates with you. What does that mean? It means, A, you'll either be able to see your scenario playing out somewhat in what they are saying. Second, sometimes you will not like what they are saying, in the sense of you need to let go of your pride, and you'll be like, what nonsense, he can't get away treating me like this. Oh, bang on, hit you on the, hit the nail on the head. This is a message for you. Or you will feel your heart chakra expanding and filling you with a genuine hope, not hope from here, genuine hope or positivity that, yes, this is a message for me. Shit, this is what I had been asking about. Okay, you will know which message is for you, which is not, the more you start listening to your intuition. Is this for me? Is it hitting me? Is it evoking some kind of reaction from me, not just meh, blah, not no, you will be hit. You will know it's for you. Yeah. If they say the opposite of what you were hoping for, you will go and cry. It was still meant for you because it triggered you. Okay. So now I'm going to quickly take you guys through some of the positive and negative traits of the zodiac signs. Some of it is based on maybe my individual experiences, but for the time being, I have kind of taken out a printout, and for those of you working with me, so that I can kind of send you the this chart on your WhatsApp, right? So I'm going to do that for you guys. But I'll just quickly take you through some of them, because for those of many people who will listen to this at a later stage or something, I wish I knew how to edit my live stream, and if I could have put a screenshot of these traits. But you can always Google positive and negative traits of all zodiac signs. All right, so you will probably understand more. This is to tie up with the colorful wheel that I have explained. So, positive traits of, we should start with Arians. All right, they're courageous, they have strength of will, very industrious, very enterprising, also very, very independent. Okay. Um, Negative traits is moody, impatient, violent tempered, like a colic child, like, ow. Arians can really be like that, but they can make you happy just by their presence, right? I mean, I love Arians because you take care of them, and they're the happiest. They're like babies. If they're well fed, their diapers are clean, and all is sorted, they're gurgling, smiling, and their smile and laughter makes you laugh. It makes the world look beautiful and worth living in. Right? Arians are exactly like that. They're wonderful people. Sometimes they can be self-centered, but so are babies. They're not being genuinely self-centered. Okay, so Gemini. Positive traits: skillful, humorous, persuasive, witty, creative, eloquent, curious, but also very, very mentally alert, right? Um, they also can be very inquisitive. They can be very easily distracted. Everything catches their fancy. Sometimes they lose their train of thought middle of talking, you know. Now, negative traits is they're very restless, they're nervous, they're careless to the hilt. They can be very big liars. They can have a mask which can fool the best because they have learned I'm not popular when I show this side of me, so they learn to wear a mask and come to you as they think would make you happy. They're very impatient, restless, and um, they can also be in ego a lot. But I think the worst trait is when the speech, because they can speak so much, they're so witty, they can also spin beautiful yarns. They can lie and you will not even know. For years, you would not know. Okay. Okay, next is where is my dearest Taurian here? My catalyst was a Taurian. So, positive traits, they can be so loving, they can be so comforting, they can be such big hearts. They watch out if they adopt you as their own, they will protect you. They will um care for you genuinely. Nobody can make you feel loved the way a Taurian can. And by the way, my moon sign is a Taurian. So I'm heart as a Leo, as a Taurian. So their self confidence, steadfast, very steadfast. Oh my god, stability, thy name is Taurian. Energetic, kind of. They can be energetic, they can be very slothful too. They're kind, they're reliable, they're stable, they're determined. When a Taurian makes up their mind, oh lord, try changing their mind. In the negative, this determined becomes stubborn and obstinate, unforgiving, excessive in everything, very possessive, greedy, and materialistic. So, hi Dola, Taurian. Okay, after Taurian comes my beautiful, sweet, sensitive Cancerians. They're sensitive, they're reasonable, they're home loving, they're intuitive. I told you the first layer, Cancerian. Water signs is where you find your psychic abilities, your intuitions. They're very nurturing. They are cautious. They are very, their emotions are now beginning to surface. They are beautiful poets. Whether they write poetry or not, they'll have the best collection of romantic songs, sad songs, and poems. Trust you me. Negative traits is they have rapid mood swings. They are afflicted. I don't know about clinical depression, not necessarily, but they have a tendency towards anxiety and sadness, depression. Maudlin. They're very always in a maudlin mood. They get irritable when they try to be domineering, but they are not really. Okay, that makes them feel even more vulnerable. And when they get into that zone, there's they are in self pity and how they perceive themselves as being the biggest victims ever. Cancerians are also into martyrdom, but then martyrdom pretty much all of us can be. Oh, you paint, how beautiful. Cancerians, see, because they write after Gemini, they're not just using words to communicate. They bring poetry, they bring beauty, they start using it for finer emotions, right? After Cancerians, Leos, see me. Self confident, courageous, aristocratic, idealistic. They think they can change the world as Leos, right? Independent, ambitious, they've forgotten to mention they're very big hearts. They're all about love, very magnanimous and generous with everything. Also, Leos is one of the zodiac signs that are very forgiving. So are Arians. Arians can forget the next day if you are genuinely sorry. Okay, Leos can be very charitable, very generous. They can love you like nobody else. They'll spoil you with wealth, emotions, gifts, pamper you like anything, you know. Now, in negative traits, they can be impulsive, domineering, hedonistic, bossy. Um, they have not written arrogant, but false ego. It's not even real. They're not even actually feeling that way, but they kind of try to project that, my way or the highway, but they don't really kind of mean it, right? Then comes Virgos. Positive traits. Oh, neat and tidy. Oh, beautiful taste. Oh, Virgo has some of the best taste in the world, if you ask me. Very meticulous. They can stay calm because now that they have gotten out of the tumultuousness of Leo, or perceived as a teenager of the zodiac sign, they're pretty more reasonable and like, yeah, yeah, chill, chill, it'll be fine. They're very intelligent. They have started now analyzing a lot of things. They have become slightly more practical than a Leo who lived in the romantic world and wanting perfect romance and all about romance, romance, romance. Now they have got a little bit of practicality into it and said, no, no, और भी गम है ज़माने में मोहब्बत के सिवा, that's becoming a Virgo. They're very precise, concise, right? But in negative, this becomes OCD. They want everything exactly where they want it. They'll be like fault finding, like there's a reward for it. They become like school teachers almost. They can become very materialistic, all about diamonds. And while the Leo was giving, they want to now start receiving. They are very picky, finicky, inflexible. That becomes kind of their negative traits. um, they can become very temperamental as well. um, and their anger, oh my god, a Leo will roar this that and then over it. Virgos, now here is where the anger is beginning to stay. Aries, get angry, give them what they need, calm down. Taurian sometimes holds on to grudges, but not really. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to kind of take revenge or things like that. Cancerians also, they might get angry, they might get emotional, but they are not going to really hurt you or something. Gemini, iffy. They can be whatever, and they'll use their words to hurt you. Geminis mostly, they will not play fair. I told you the mask, right? But with Virgo, they start getting a little bit vindictive, that, oh, so you like this, I'm going to take that away from you, that kind. Scorpio, who comes after Virgo? Sorry, Libra. I keep forgetting the poor Librans, um Librans, yeah. Positive traits. Eye for beauty, wise. They want to be helpful, but they can't fucking make up their mind about anything. They're busy seeing both point of views, debating everything. Oh my god, the worst couple would be a Gemini with a Libran, because they would never reach a decision. But Librans want to make the world a more fair place, a more